everyone. I'm very pleased to talk to you all. I'm in Italy. Very exciting here. I guess it's a little cold this time of the year, which wasn't expected, but I'm still in Italy, eating a lot and everything. I want to thank you, all of you, for being in this meeting. And, I'm very, very pleased to tell you all about I saw some exciting things here, new molding, and we're very excited. We've got a lot of new stuff, so our supplier are very excited that we continue to create new molding anyway. So I would like to address all the company that this is the first all-hands meeting that we will have every week, if I'm correct. So it's a very, very, very exciting event, and I would like to present to the new team that Nina and I chose. That we decided to continue to run this company, and I'm going to start to mention the name, starting with Joe Talora. He'll be the COO, Chief Operating Officer. We'll have Michael Pallotta, which will be the CFO, Chief Financial Officer. I would like to introduce Christine, which is a new addition. We're very, very, very proud of having her. She'll be the CMO, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer. And last but not least, I would like to introduce Tony Guerreri, who will be the new CEO, which with his team will run the company day in, day out. I have a lot of faith in this team. Nino and I put together this team, and we know that they are very, very good on doing these things, and they're very qualified. And I would like to ask you to wish them good luck and support them 100%. And Nina and I will continue to be behind them and as advisor, and try to go and golf more often. Okay. So I'm very excited that this thing's gonna happen every week. So every week we're gonna have this meeting, which is called All Hand Meeting.
Let me just.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much. Okay. Everybody still there?
Yeah. We just want to thank you for addressing the entire company. I think on behalf of everybody, I think they're very happy to hear your voice and hear that you're there working hard. And we'll take the meeting on from here. We want to thank you, and the meeting will continue. I just do want to address. Just one point there. That this meeting will not happen every week, however, but it will happen
every month. Every month?
It will happen every 6 to 8 weeks, and that's our commitment.
Oh, I apologize. I said every week, man. I'm excited to talk every week.
You just got really excited, but these meetings will will go forward. Our commitment to you and everybody around, as well as in the U.S. is every 6 to 8 weeks, okay? Always depending on schedules and things of that nature. But that's what you can expect going forward.
Wonderful. Again, I want to thank you, all of you, for being there, and thank you very, very much, okay? I got a lot of work and exciting things to do here, looking and try new different finish here in the suppliers. So good luck and all the best. Love you guys.
Thank you. Okay, great. For a second there, I thought we had to do it weekly.
I just wanted to talk weekly.
I guess that's what he wanted. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to our U.S. counterparts. It's really great to have you all here this morning. Welcome to our first ever all-hands meeting at Roma Moulding here at this company. This meeting came about because of all of you, and we really want to address you all on a 6-week to 8-week basis. We want to improve communication to all of you, and that's our commitment. That's what we want to do. And we hope through this presentation that we get to share with you, what's happening at Roma. What are we doing? What have we done? What have we done really good? Where have we maybe not hit the mark? and then also the opportunity for the future. What does the future hold for us? How does that look? What's the vision of the company? How's the company culture going to look? Your involvement in the company going forward, very important to us, and as well as important to yourselves as well. And what our future plans are, which are very, very exciting. We will also have a question and answer period where we really want you just to be yourself and ask any question that you think is important for this forum here. And we'll do our best to ensure that we answer that question for you. Okay? Good? Any questions so far? Okay, great. John would have loved to be here today. He is in Italy. The reason why we did this date is we wanted to address you, all of you, immediately versus, next week Christine and I are in the U.S. traveling, and then John's not here, or Joey's not here. So we just thought, sooner rather than later, and that's why we're here. I just want you to know that. So James, we should be on slide number 2. For our viewers in the U.S.
Executive leadership team?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Thank you. So I just want to begin to share a little bit about what John, spoke about. This is the new executive team and leadership for our company going forward. I personally am very proud and honored to have this position as CEO of the company, someone who can lead and direct, create a vision and culture for the company, and also build teams and leaders throughout that. That's my commitment. That's what we want to do as a team. And John also put in place some wonderful people here to my left, Joey, Michael, and Christine in place to support that, grow that, and all our decision making that we do at the company, big or small, is made at this level here. So this is where we really listen to all your feedback, questions, concerns, comments. That's this team here that really makes that difference here at the company. Okay, I want to address that. I do want to just, for all of you here, just address who else is on the internet live. So this is a live streaming video. James was, amazing. Yeah, that's a good word to pull this all off. So we have. I just want to let you know we have our 3 satellite warehouses. LA, welcome. New Jersey, we love you, Barry. And Atlanta as well. We have them as well as all our sales reps from across the United States and Canada are on the call, as well as our sales reps in Roma Living and Roma Moulding. So I just want you guys to get the magnitude of what we're doing here, how big this is, and how big you're a part of this organization. So I want to just welcome everybody and let you know that this is going to be very informative, very fun, and very exciting. So the purpose, I just want to touch upon really the core purpose of this meeting. The core purpose of this meeting is, James, next one. The core purpose of this meeting is to truly open the lines of communication from all areas of the organization so that you're aware of what's happening in our company, you're aware of the state of the company, you're aware of what we're doing and what we're not doing, how things look and how they don't look. We want to put an end to all assumptions or I thought so's. We want to just give you the facts as to what exactly is happening. This meeting will evolve with time. It will get much more fun, much more exciting. There'll be perhaps much more PowerPoint presentations. And as we go forward, we'll be showcasing various different things within the company that we're doing. So this will evolve as it goes. So I spoke about the frequency of the meeting, and that's every 6 to 8 weeks. I just want to ensure that we all got that. So this is and will be 6 to 8 weeks. So for our Toronto facility, it may not necessarily be in here, but we will address the entire company as a whole every 6 to 8 weeks. Okay. So as we go forward, I want to really expand on what John Guerreri and Nino Talata have put together. They put together, in my opinion, an excellent, superb management executive team at our company. And I just want to go through each and every one of the people standing to my left, or sitting to my left, just about what their roles are in the organization, to again further give you clarity so you know who to go to and who not to go to. So just to really give transparency as to how the company organizational structure is. So for me, I will begin. James, if we can be on slide number 4, please.
CEO.
Wonderful, yes. So my position as CEO of the company is basically I'm responsible for the success or failure of this organization. It's a very, very big opportunity for me in my life. I'm truly grateful and honored and proud to stand in front of all of you, to be able to have this title and this position. I take it very seriously, and my commitment to all of you is I will give you my best that I can do to ensure that we go forward and this company is in a strong leadership position for many years to come and decades to come. So that's my commitment. My main goal as CEO is to create the strategy and vision. Strategy and vision are two very important components in order to drive this company forward. I do want to state that I won't do that alone. I'll do it with the help of our three individuals here, as well as each and every one of you. We will be asking you, Christine, Joey, Mike will be visiting you. They'll be speaking with you. Every conversation you have or you don't have, we'll come to them. We'll come to me. We want to listen to you, and we value your opinion truly. And finally, one of the great missions that I'm privileged to have is to create and build our Roma company culture, how that looks. And I just want to state that company culture can't be created by Tony Guerreri or Joseph Talata or Michael Talata or Christine for that matter. Company culture is about the employees and how you guys build it and what you want to see and what you don't want to see, who you are and who you're not. And so that's really the essence of a company culture. So I want you guys to get the impact of that. So it's not really just about myself or this team versus it's about everybody. And to our counterparts in the U.S. and to our sales reps and everybody. So that means encompassing the entire Roma body. Okay, so that's everybody. I do want to go forward and introduce to my left Joseph Talata. Joseph Talata is now appointed as Chief Operating Officer at Roma. And Joseph Talata is to my right here, to my left here, and I'm sure you all know him, is in charge of all production, inventory, IT development, and as well as administration. I'm going to hand it off to Joey, and maybe Joey can tell you a little bit about his appointment to this role as well.
Thanks, Tony. As many of you know, I've worked with you guys for many years, and I'm very proud to see all of you here creating this future with Roma and myself and Tony, Christine, and Michael. I've been appointed CEO. My role has changed slightly, whereas customer care was under my direction, is now under sales and marketing. Everything else in terms of departments, IT, purchasing, logistics, our 3 satellite warehouses is still under my direction. You guys have been an integral part of our growth, and I'm looking forward to our future together, because together as a team we're going to grow this company and we're going to take it to the next level. So thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to work with all of you guys.
Thank you, Joey. Next is our CMO at our company. This is a new position, ladies and gentlemen, in our company. I'm very proud to have Christine join our company. Christine and I have been friends for probably the better of maybe 6 to 8 months. We met a long time ago in one of the markets. I think it was Las Vegas or High Point, and we really hit it off. We had a wonderful glass of wine. I was very, instantly I knew there was a connection and vision for people. What I really got from Christine is her compassion with people and what she's driven. She's driven by empowering people and really seeing them grow and really seeing them as leaders in this community or in communities, as well as her ability to truly lead a sales and marketing team. Her role is not just sales and marketing. It's really one of the advisors here at our company. I really value Christine's opinion. Her track record is wonderful as well, and we're really proud to have her. So I'm not going to say any more. I want to pass it off to you, and maybe if you want to introduce yourself.
We did meet a while ago, and it was a very engaging. I met Joey at the same time and a few others, and it a dating experience of like no other as far as meeting each other. And, you know, I'm very excited to be here overall. It is a great opportunity, not just, it's a great opportunity for everyone sitting in this room and everyone in every warehouse and every salesperson and every customer out there. You know, the purpose of sales, marketing, and customer care being together is you're with one vision of a customer experience, and that's what we're here to deliver. And if we deliver extraordinary experiences to our customers and to our internal customers, we will all win. So that's what we're driven to do, and to grow sales extremely profitably. So I'm thankful to be here. Thank you.
Christine. Last but not least, I'd like to introduce to you, for all of you who know him already, but maybe for all of you who don't, is Michael Pilata. Michael Pilata has been with our company for a number of years. He has been overseeing all our finances within the organization, and now been promoted as Chief Financial Officer at Roma. Michael has a great tenure of experience. He's come from various industries. Doesn't let me spend a lot of money, so that's a good thing. And really has fostered a great team, along with Mary and Betty and a few others in the finance team, which we're very proud to have. I also play hockey with Michael on a Monday night basis, Joe and I. So if things get a little heated at the office, well, we take it on the ice rink. So it's actually been an amazing ride. I'm proud to have Michael on our team as well. And without further ado, I'll introduce you.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning to everyone here, as well as to our counterparts in the U.S. warehouses. It's with great pride and pleasure that I accept this position as Chief Financial Officer. I'm looking forward to continue managing the finances of the company, in addition to working with Tony, Joe, and Christine, and more importantly with all of you to make Roma a stronger and better company. So thank you once again.
Thank you, Michael. Great. So now that we all know each other, I do want to move forward in the presentation, and this is where it actually gets a lot of fun. And we want to really acknowledge that we understand that there's things we need to address that we potentially haven't addressed in the past, and this is the forum we'd like to do so. Okay, so this is where it gets exciting. So I think what we want to do is really just get to how did we get here? Like how did we all 200 or so people get all converging over one live stream video in a room, you know, in our lives? How did we get here? Well, as a company, we got here because of our exquisite product quality and design. We really did. And we continue to forge ahead as one of the leaders in the industry of product innovation, quality, and design. We're really proud of that. How else did we get here? Through our amazing sales and distribution networks across North America. All our sales reps that day-to-day go in the field, they don't have a beautiful building that they can go to, but yet they're patched in, and they, you know, are what I call road warriors, and really are our ambassadors out there for Roma. So without them, we wouldn't be here as well. And our distribution network, all our warehouses and our admin staff. Without all of you, this would never happen as well. Really get the impact of how important you guys all are to the organization, and that's actually why we are here. That's a huge component as to why we're here. Another reason why we're here is our strong supplier relationships. You know, we have suppliers since day one, 26 years. I'm very proud to boast that track record of 26 years with our suppliers. You know, there's been good days, there's been bad days, there's been challenges, there's been recessions and depressions and whatever the case may be. But what should be noted is that whatever adversity came our way, we made it work. And today, you know, with from our elite product collection to our Simply Roma to our core Roma molding, without our suppliers, we really wouldn't have anything to sell. I also want to just address our loyal customers who have been loyal to Roma over the years, over 26 years. They've been really loyal, both in the U.S. and Canada and abroad, whether that's South America, whether it's Europe, Australia. Without our loyal customers, we all definitely would not be here. So we just need to acknowledge that. And also for our loyal and hardworking employees. I can't begin to thank you enough as to the day in, day out work you do. in every warehouse, in your offices, on the court, off the court, whatever you guys all, or wherever you guys all are, the hard work and loyalty and dedication you guys put in every day is just, it moves me. It really inspires me. And I've been able to be in this company from, Joey and I, from a very small age. So many of you have seen us grow up. I know C's been with us for, I think, 100 years. And John in L.A. and a few of the other guys have been, Romy, a few of the other guys just been here, Mary, a long time. I'm just overjoyed. So I want to thank you all for the hard work and loyalty. And then finally, we really need to acknowledge our vision from our original founders, John and Nino, who came to Canada with probably no more than $1,000 in their pockets, who had a vision and a dream to be the best and not the biggest. That was always their vision, and that's another reason why we're very proud of that, and we want to continue to have that going forward. Okay, so with that said, what are the opportunities and challenges going forward for our company? It's important. We know we have work to do. I've really got to know this team in the last 3 weeks really, really, really well. From 7 in the morning to just as much as 9 o'clock last night. Christine and I are having, conversations, and Joey was having a glass of wine with us, and actually a few others where it was really just converging as to what are the challenges going forward? What are they? How do they look? Or what are the opportunities? And what really needs to be said is, you guys are all here because of the opportunities that you see, or else you would not. So I really want to get present to that. Also, so with the challenges going forward, we know as a team, collectively, we want to restore your confidence. We really do. We want to restore confidence in not only our internal customers, being yourselves, but also our external customers on a day-to-day basis, whether they're in Europe or here or anywhere for that matter. We need to restore confidence. We need to give clear leadership. And we hope that this is one indication of clear leadership, really defining what the roles are. How does that look? We don't have the answers to everything right now, so we're not going to profess to tell you how we're going to do everything. But we will tell you that we will deliver clear leadership throughout the organization. We want to create a vision, a new vision for Roma, going forward from 2011 and onward. How does that vision look? What is it? How do we look in 3 years? How do we look in 5 years? How do we look in 20 years? 20 years I'll be 50-something. So how do we look there? Very old, Christine. Very old. And Michael. So how will we look, right? How will we look? What will we do? What will we sell? What do we want to be known for? What do we not want to be known for? And all those fun questions, I think, are really the beginning of developing a vision. I do want to let you know that we currently don't have a defined vision right now, so I really want you guys to get that. And what we're doing is the 4 of us are hosting a meeting. It'll probably be an all-day meeting that really just brainstorms, what do we want? Where's the company? What's the vision? What's Christine's vision versus my vision versus Joey's vision? And what we hope to do is, once we leave that office or conference or however that looks, we leave with a clear vision for the future. That's important. And we hope to share that with you in the upcoming all-hands meetings as well. Okay? I would love to commit to a date to that. However, seeing that we haven't had that meeting, it'd be a little foolish for me to commit. So I just want you to know that it will be up and coming in our future all-hands meeting. We want to also create and execute a strong business strategy. Without a business strategy, nothing is possible. So how does the strategy look? How big is it? How small is it? How many channels is it? How does it look? What do we want to do? All those things will be answered as well. Another opportunity is to attract and retain high-level performers. As I look around, I see a lot of you who are, and a lot that we really want to retain, keep, hold, treasure. We want you to know that we really value you. And also for the people that we don't have. Our goal is to retain the best people and attract the best people to our company in order for us to move forward. We also must continue to lead in innovation, design, and style. Something that's not very easy to do, but we feel that that's a huge opportunity for us. We continue to forge ahead as a leader in the industry in design and style. We also want to bring in innovation. So what does innovation look like? It could look like our SAP conversion. It could look like a customer care interface. It could look like an e-commerce site. It could look like a new and enhanced tools for every sales rep in the field. We don't know how that looks like, but that's what our challenge is, and that's what our opportunity is. So we want you to know that. And we want to invest. Something that the founders have always done is we want to invest in our company. John and Nino, throughout the history, when there was a little money that they made over the years, they never took that money. I'll never forget. And they poured it back into our company. They probably bought a new saw or another computer that we needed or something. But our commitment is that we invest in our business to help all of you do your jobs a lot easier and better, and for our customers to get really clear on what we can deliver. And finally, as Christine alluded to, we want to grow sales profitably. That is the opportunity for us here at our company, and you'll hear it loud and clear both in our management leader meeting. You'll hear it here at this forum of the all hands meeting, and even in the day-to-day interaction with sales reps and warehouses. We must grow sales profitably. Sales to have sales is not what our goal is. We must have profitable sales going forward. So our next slide is moving along. I'd like to ask any questions right now before we continue. Actually, are there any questions? Anybody?
Alexander, everyone. Take a look.
Whoa, where are you going? So when did you start at Roma?
I started last week. I'm in customer care.
Great. Did you make some friends?
Yeah, plenty.
Nice people here.
Nice people.
Yeah.
Everyone's nice.
Did you meet Ross?
I met Ross. Right
Good.
there.
Good. Great. Do you want to share anything for the people?
Working for Roma is awesome.
Good job. That was wonderful. Thank you, Alex. Okay, going forward, one of the things that we want to touch upon is company culture. And company culture, really, I stated earlier, is defined by you, the employees, the people of the company, both in the U.S., Canada, and abroad. So anybody that is part of our organization really are the people that are going to define that. We aren't, as a team. We'll help facilitate that. We'll help grow that. But us as a body here cannot do it alone. So we're going to be, in the months to come, really trying to develop, give you clear direction as to how it looks. You'll be seeing some surveys go out as to what we currently have, because we're not mind readers. We really want to hear what you have to say as far as what is the culture today, and we want to know what you want as a culture. It's quite simple, and we really want you to be as authentic and real as possible when sharing in those surveys. The surveys will be anonymous, and the more feedback you give us really gives us the tools necessary to make the changes that you want to see. It's that simple. So we really want you to get that our commitment is to build a wonderful company culture that everybody loves to come to work versus waiting outside for your break or whatever the case may be. We really want you to be part of the growth and part of the culture here at Roma. And that will be, as we continue these all-hands meetings, will be definitely a point of the presentation that we really want to stress, okay? And so the harder we all work together, the better the culture is. So we're really excited to see how that looks. Okay. Moving forward, I do want to touch upon things that we have, things that we want to address And we want to also show you that we've been listening. Okay? It's very important that you get that we've been listening, and we want to show you. We have a slide presentation that we have there for our viewers who are online, as well as our speakers here will also be sharing with you that we have been listening, and they'll share with you what has transpired from that, okay? So without further ado, I'd like to have Michael Pilato share a few words.
Sure. Thanks, Tony. As I mentioned earlier, we'd like to see this company get stronger and better. And as a result, we're in the process of making some changes to get us there. One of the changes we looked at was the vacation policy. Roma is a company that believes in quality family time. And in order to allow new employees more time to spend with your families, we're going to provide a vacation entitlement change. So, James, I'm not sure if you want to show the screen.
What's the title?
Vacation policy.
Okay.
So, effective immediately, our new vacation entitlement policy will consist of, for all non-management personnel, from the date of hire to the completion of 5 years of service, the employee will be accruing 0.83 days per month and be entitled to 10 days or 2 weeks of vacation. From the beginning of the 6th year of service to the completion of 10 years of service, the employee will be accruing 1.25 days per month, which will be entitled to 15 days or 3 weeks of vacation. From the beginning of the 11th year of service to the completion of 20 years of service, the employee will be accruing 1.67 days, otherwise known as 20 days or 4 weeks of vacation. And from the beginning of the 21st year of service and beyond, the employee will be accruing 2.08 days per month, which equates to 25 days for 5 weeks. Okay. For all management personnel, you'll be adding 1 additional week to each of those levels. In addition to this, new employees will be eligible to request for vacation time after 90 days of continuous employment from the date of hire. So there will no longer be a year of waiting period. So after 90 days, you're able to request vacation based on what you've accumulated or accrued at that point in time. The warehouses in the U.S. are seeing a screen that outlines this. There will be a memo that will be distributed to all employees outlining this change of policy. Do we have any questions on this policy right now? I know there'll be more questions to follow once you actually see it on paper. Logistically, please bear with us that we will make changes on the finance side to accommodate the additional changes. But basically, within a short time, all the records will be updated to reflect your current vacation entitlement based on this new policy.
Is everybody happy?
Yeah, let's say I finished this month 11 years, right?
Yes.
So I am qualified for 4 years, 4 weeks vacation.
We start accruing 4 weeks. So
Yes, from this month I will finish 4 weeks, 11 years in
Right.
Roma. So this after this date, I qualified for 4 weeks
Yes.
with pay.
Yes.
If anyone that's not here has a question, please email me if it's in last night and I'll read it. That's why I'm
Okay, guys, hold on. We got another question.
Can you please state your name, please?
So my name is Ravi. I'm working in the retail department.
Thank you.
I have one question about the vacation. Because I'm working 8.5 hours, but it's still vacation pays 7 hours. That's what's the point?
Okay, good point. The question was, basically in production, if they're working 8.5 hours a day, when the vacation gets paid out, it's being paid out 7 hours a
Yes.
day.
Because
Yes, and that's another issue that.
last year also same problem, but they don't fix it. So
Okay.
this year also same problem.
Okay.
Already I did report to the house manager, then Julie also That's it. I asked this question to Roma.
Okay.
Do you have any
And
answers?
that's a great question. And what we are going to do is look at that specific area. We have been addressed that area. Julie has brought that to our attention. The issues that we've had is because in prior years production hours change. The vacation payout did not change. So we need to adjust that going forward. Basically, as you accumulate your vacation time, that pay will get paid out. If there is any balance left over at the end of the year, that will have to be paid out as well. So if you are accruing based on 8.5 hours, and your time should be taken based on 8.5 hours as well. If there is an adjustment, that adjustment will be made at year end, end of the year.
Thank you for your question, Ronnie. Yes, Cole.
My name is Ko. I'm working the land department, and then I actually work in the vacation. So I can remember exactly how many years after they give it to 3 weeks or the 4 weeks, 3 weeks.
So,
Sorry, so the question is basically, correct me if I'm wrong, when the 3 weeks and 4 weeks
No,
becomes
3
effective?
weeks. How many years working over here? Can go into the 3 weeks.
After you complete 5 years, when you start your 6th year, then you start earning for 3 weeks.
Oh, so it means after 6 years they give it in the 3 weeks.
Yes.
So when you receive the money, and then if we go into the after 6 years, then we go into the 3 weeks. But if I think it's the money going to the 4%, it means 2 weeks.
4%,
Yeah,
2 weeks,
4%
and then
is-
6% will be for 3 weeks.
So I think if we go into the 6 weeks, 3 weeks, then going to the holiday in the 6th year, I think it's in the 5 years the company paid the 6% or then the 4%. Pay the money in the holiday pay, starting the 6th year or then the 5 years, because in the 6th year going to the 3 weeks.
You have to repeat that question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. From year 0 to year 5, you will be accruing at 4%. When you hit after you complete your 5th year, starting the first day of your 6th year, you start accruing at 6%.
Well, that doesn't mean you get 3 weeks pay. You start accruing at 6
You start accruing, but that year
You have to
accrued.
finish the rest of the years before you get those 3 weeks pay. Am I correct?
If you wait till the end of the year to take your full 3 weeks, but
Right.
you will have 3 weeks during that calendar year
Of what
to
you
take. So you
of
can
what you have earned from those 5 years
Yeah.
up and starting the 6th year, right?
Right.
It's not automatically 3 weeks after
No,
6 years.
no,
Okay.
no, it's not automatically.
You don't get
You started
4 weeks
accruing
right
it,
away.
but in that 6th year, you would have accrued and taken 3 weeks.
This is what they're misunderstanding, because as soon as you reach 6 years, you're not going to get those 3 weeks pay. You have to wait 1
You
or
have to
2.
work that 6th year, and
Yeah,
during that
to
6th year,
accumulate those
you
3
will-
weeks altogether. So in other words, you're probably going to end up at 10 years before you get your 3 weeks paid. Am I correct?
No, that's incorrect.
No? 7.
But understand, from the first day of the 6th year to the last day of your 6th year,
Okay.
you will have 3 weeks accrued and available to take. You don't have to wait to the very end to take your full. You can take one, as you accrue it, you can take so by the end of the year, you will have 3 weeks available and taken
Okay.
from your 6th year 0 day versus to your 6th year 364th day. There will be a memo going out. If you have any further questions and more explanation, we'll try to get into more details. We can maybe have a session where we can give examples and have a meeting both with individuals here as well as with our warehouses in the U.S. Are there any other questions on vacation? Christine mentioned if you have any questions off-site that you're streaming in on, you can send them to Christine's email and she will access them and repeat the question. We'll try to answer it to the best of our ability. Do we have any yet?
Not on vacation, but we have some that we'll address at the end.
Okay. Another area that we've looked at as well that we'd like to change surrounds the lunch and meal breaks. Currently, all employees are entitled to 1 hour break per day, which consists of half-hour lunch and 2 50-minute breaks. That is the current policy. Okay? In an effort to accommodate individuals who may be required to take longer than a half-hour lunch break, okay, we're allowing the flexibility of taking 1 hour lunch with no breaks, or remain current with your half-hour lunch break and 2 50-minute breaks. Okay. Now, that policy will be dependent on the staffing needs, as well as whether business permits, and at the discretion of the department manager. So ultimately, the department manager needs to determine whether or not his department, based on staffing requirements, business needs, etc., we can accommodate it. But we'd like to make that, we are making that change so that it's the option of the individual, along with his manager, whether you'd like to have a 1 hour lunch or half-hour lunch and 2 50-minute breaks. Okay. Any questions regarding that change? No. These are changes that we currently have made, and we hope to have more changes to continue this process and make Roma a stronger, better, bigger, excellent place to work for. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. So moving forward, we'd like to touch upon health benefits. And the health benefits will be spoken by Joseph.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Mike. Hard act to follow, both very good speakers. I just want to address everybody in our health benefits and our negotiation process that we went through this year. First of all, we review this annually, and we do this to ensure that we complete and submit benefit packages that are as top qualities we can get, but also at the best cost to you guys. This is a difficult process that we go through every year and we take very, very seriously. And it's usually a few months of negotiations, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, where we go through and start to negotiate with the providers. Last year, we did not start this process on time, okay? Making us late in communicating the policy changes to our employees, you guys. And particularly within the U.S., their policy started December 1st. And in dealing with all our U.S. counterparts and our team there, I was on the phone with you guys. We do apologize. Moving forward, we're committed to ensuring that we will not miss this date of December 1st, so you can properly plan for your finances for the upcoming year. We realize we failed and the impact it may have had on everybody, on their financial and families. So moving forward also, we're committing to delivering you guys, U.S., by November 15th, our plan for the benefits, and for Canada, January 15th, on any benefit changes and plans. So that it's clearly defined, presented, that we're able to answer any questions for you, and also, as Michael said, along with the vacation, there will be training on the benefit changes and a presentation for everyone, so that we're all clear as to what changes have gone on and changed the policies. Any questions? And again, in the U.S., if you guys could email us your questions also, we can, I don't know, Christine Academy, we can address that.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you. Thanks, Steph.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know how much of a delay I'm on.
Thank you, Joey.
James?
Hours now.
I think it's important to note, especially when dealing with health benefits, that we're working as hard as we can to ensure that there are no increase in costs in healthcare benefits. I think this team here has tried to work as hard as possible to deliver no increases going forward. We can't promise that won't occur, but we will give you our commitment that we will work as hard as possible to ensure that those increases are not passed along. With that said, I think Joey did a great. He acknowledged the fact that we did fail at giving you the proper time you need and your families need to properly plan for your lives. We stated earlier that family is important. It's a commitment that we have here at our company, and so we want to fix that. And I think by Joey announcing and declaring those dates, will give you enough time needed to properly plan for your finances, okay? We just want to acknowledge that we did fail and that we have put in a new course of action so that doesn't occur in the future again. So moving along, Christine is dying to speak, so I want to give Christine the floor, and our next slide talks about performance appraisals.
Thanks. So I talked to probably most of the salespeople that are watching today over the last 3 weeks, and I know that we have all given feedback on the performance appraisal process and how important it is to each and every one of us. And some of the feedback I've heard has been concerning, and that we are committing to reformatting each and every performance review itself to specifically to be role specific as much as possible, leadership specific, management specific, so that it really helps you identify areas of opportunities, perhaps challenges, and more importantly, the goals and growth that you need to take into your future to truly make your career dreams come true. That's our responsibility to create that format, to create those in a timely manner, and to execute in a timely manner. So what we're doing is changing that format this year. You'll see those before the end of the year. Nothing will be a surprise to you. You'll get it. You actually will ask for feedback as well on role specific. So the reviews here, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, were done due in the month of December for everyone but Canada production. And they will now be delivered in the month of January of each year. So January 2012, okay, you will receive your annual review. Any increases that are effective certainly are at the discretion of the profitability of the organization and are effective on January 1st. Everybody clear? Production in Canada has been on April annual performance review. This April you will get your annual performance review, and then as of January 2012, you will be reviewed in January and will go on a January annual performance cycle. So everyone in the company, in every facility, in every position, will be evaluated in January. Make sense? Easier? Okay? And I think that you'll be pleased to see changes that are directly reflective to you, your responsibilities, and our responsibility to identify a career path for you and to be able to give you the tools necessary to develop yourself and certainly help us grow the company. Questions? No questions.
I don't have any.
You good with that?
I'm good, thank you. That was great. Thank you, Christine, Michael, and Joey for sharing those wonderful accomplishments and actually sharing. We hope that we shared with you exactly some of the wins that we had within our organization and some of the areas that we have failed. We need to acknowledge those and work better and work towards a common goal. So without further ado, our last slide is really all about all of you. And this is an opportunity to ask.
Maria, we have a seat saved for you right in the front.
Say hi.
So this is really a time that we want to open up the forum to have anybody ask any question you'd like to the panel of this company's leadership. So we want to hear from you. Romy?
Hi there, my name is Romy. I work in the back, Chivalry City.
How long have you been with Roma, Romy? How long have you been in Roma?
Almost 20 years, so I'm looking forward to my plan. The question is morale in the back. For a long time now, morale has not been up there. It's really down and low. Right, so to say, after all these years, how to pick that up? You got a lot of, not disgruntled employees, but probably not senior vision as right now. It's like, things said, things done, but maybe forming their own assumption to it, right? It's just like, morale's been down for a long time. So to pick it up, to have a better working relationship with the front. It's kind of, it's like the door. To walk in the front or the back, it's split. We do in the back, you do what you do in the front. But to come together, it doesn't seem to work. That's what I see.
I think that's an excellent question. And for all of you that may have not heard it, Roma asked the question of the back versus the front, a little bit about the morale in production versus, for lack of a better word, the office area, and how do we bridge that or how do we improve it? Is that correct, Roma? Great. Excellent question. That has been a challenge for us. Both physically, having two entrances is definitely a challenge. But what we want to address, and what we want to address to that question is we want to work at that. We want to work really hard at listening to all of you and what the challenges are. I hope that through doing a forum meeting like this, Rome, this is one step forward in creating unity in our entire organization, not just the front and the back, or LA versus New Jersey, or whatever the case may be, or sales reps and not sales reps. We hope that this is one step forward to at least allowing the communication to flow clearly, to put to bed any assumptions, because when there's assumptions, oftentimes the communication gets muffled a bit. And this is really the forum that we want to have that bridge, for lack of a better word, to get everybody in one room, on one conference, together, being spoken to at the same time, being spoken to with the same communication going forward, sharing the same vision, not just Joey's or Al's or mine or Ross's or whoever's, but we hope that this is one step forward. Do we have the answers to fix that off the bat? I have to say no, but we will commit to working hard to ensuring that things like this do break down those barriers, and that morale does continue to go up. So part of morale is also listening to the people. What is the source of the, let's say, the lack of morale, or the what are some of these assumptions that are made? And I think by listening, that's the first step, I will say, and I'll commit to, is listening a lot more attentively. You'll see us on the floor a lot more as well, both in the office and in production. It's not just going to be a once-time thing. It's a commitment that we want to make. We want to get to know all of you. And hopefully they're bridging the gap to having that much more clear.
Can I just add to that also? I always start off many of our meetings that we win as a team or we're going to lose as a team. And I believe we're going to win as a team. I know we're going to win as a team. And at the beginning of this presentation, Tony addressed us building a company culture. And Romy, to your question, anybody else's question, we're going to bridge that gap together as a team and build a culture together. As we build the culture, you will see let's say, call it the line of separation, for lack of a better term, disappear. So.
Thank you.
That's good. I think, just part of your point there, Romeo, I think something that will assist us in trying to address that issue is when we send out the survey. It's very important that we do send out the survey, that all of you partake in the survey. Be open. It'll be anonymous if you want it to be anonymous, if you want to put your name on it. It's very important, because unless we hear, as you mentioned, assumptions, unless we hear what you feel or what you're hearing out there, if it's not brought to our attention, we can't deal with it. We can only deal with things that we're aware of. And I think through the survey, I don't believe since I've been here in the past 5 years, 6 years, that we've actually done a formal company-wide survey. And I think that's one of our priorities that we want to address, that we want to get out to each and every one of you. And it's just as important as we're trying to get the survey out to you, that you partake in the survey. And take the time to complete it, put your thoughts, your concerns, your suggestions, if you have suggestions as well. And this way we can address each and every one of those. And as I keep reiterating, making this a better, stronger place to work.
Catherine.
I have one question to ask about the stat holidays. You've suggested that it's important for family to be with family, but on all stat holidays, our department is expected to work. We might get one off, but we're sort of pressured into working those stat holidays. And what we get in return for that is one blue day, which is not always convenient to get. And also now, because of those extended hours, somebody working till 8 o'clock, even that family day, whoever is in our department has to stay. You know, the late shift, we never ever used to have to do that. And we used to only have to work 2 out of all of them. Now we're pressured into working that. And now because of having the late shift, we're short-staffed. And we're also kind of getting goaded into staying late. And it's not really fair. We didn't really sign up for that.
Absolutely.
I think customer care, and that's where you are, is an evolving service that we deliver to our customers, whether it's a wholesale customer or any other customer. It's going to change every single day, right? You talk to a different customer every single day. Something happens. So our role is to fulfill and exceed the demands of that customer, right? So you're going to always look to evolve that department, and we're going to evolve it to the demands that the customer puts out there, and we're going to look to exceed it. So the role in customer service will continue to need flexibility and change. As far as the stat holidays go and what we give, I don't know that I can answer that here today, but we'll certainly look into that as far as offsetting that. But it will always be a requirement of that particular department to be more flexible than, say, if you were going to work in inventory, you know, and your choice to work in any given department, you know, and if you had a retail store and you were open Saturday and Sunday, you would work Saturday and Sunday, right? You would need to be that flexible. So it's about the department and the role of the department. You're right, it is different. It's completely different than maybe it was 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and here's what we'll commit to. It's going to be different in a year. You know, and it'll continue to evolve because the customer and the global customer and how she and he demands of us will change, right? And we need to change with that. So I hope that answered your question in regards to why. As far as how we do what we do is a different question, but that's why. Does that make sense, Catherine?
The why makes sense, but
Okay.
the how doesn't.
Okay. Well, the how we can work together on and make sure that we feel good about it and that we're all, I think how we feel about what we're doing is more important actually than actually what we're doing. So we want to make sure that everyone feels rewarded, recognized for the extra added effort in any single department. Make sense? Okay. I hope we answered your question because it will continue to change in customer care. That I can promise you. Constant change as far as what the customer asks for every day. John?
I have a question. John in marketing. Tony, you talked about. Hey, let's change his head.
Sorry, I'm trying to
You
get out
talked
of the way.
about having at a senior level strategic planning sessions, vision planning sessions, 1, 3, 5+ year planning sessions. Once that's established and once that's complete, will we have an opportunity or a forum or a vehicle for you guys to communicate to us as a collective how we're tracking, how we're doing, how we're tracking against the goals and objectives that we've set, so that we can either share in the success or share in the challenge that's ahead? And to combine that, there's also lots of confusion sometimes out in the field as to how we're doing. How's Roma Living doing? How's Roma Moulding doing? Roma Moulding's doing great, it's not doing great. All these different questions are out there, and I'm wondering if that's part of the plan for 2011.
Excellent question. John, we hope that this is, sharing information and creating transparency is definitely something that we want and are committed to doing here at our organization. Through our management leadership meeting, so for all our managers, on our Tuesday session, we have changed that forum, and we really look to all of you, just like questions like yours, to really make that change. So one commitment that we are making to ensure that at that level, there is a transparency, is that we want to actually show where we are, sales versus production. So actually show where are we in sales, how does that look like versus our goal, how are we on track to our strategy, how do the two speak to each other. So that's one vehicle that we will also do. For our sales reps, I can't commit to how that's going to look, but there will be transparency on various different levels of management in order for one to understand how someone is doing in Arizona versus the Northeast in New York or in Oregon. So there will be we're going to work towards having a lot more transparency there, and as well as at this meeting, we want to actually show you how we're doing.
Yeah.
So that's really how we're doing. So versus just speaking, we actually want to show you, hey, we're at X, Y, Z. This was our target. we blew our target out of the water, or we didn't, and why. Again, this is one team, so everybody plays an integral part in understanding what the vision, the goal, why do we set that goal? That's very important. Why did you want to grow business $20 million? Were you crazy, or maybe that was too little? But collectively, we want to create that goal, that vision, share it here, so you guys also get the impact of, when we bring in 20 trailers and there's no room for Ross or John or anybody, we want to show that. So one of the vehicles will be here as well. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Can I answer that? I think that an answer is actually Roman. Okay. Question is, we need to do a better job as an organization in over-communicating, okay, strategy, plans, tactical, as well as vision. And because we have not done a great job communicating that on a consistent basis, what happens to people? Okay, you guess. Okay, right? No communication is worse than bad communication. Okay, wouldn't you rather hear bad news than no news? The answer is yes. At least you know what, where you stand, right? Right? So we're going to over communicate, okay? Be much more transparent, okay? And you're not going to guess, okay? We're going to tell you exactly where we stand, exactly what's right, what's not right, where we're going, so that you can have much more confidence and influence on that. If you don't agree, you're going to have your say, Victoria, and you're going to be able to, John, say what you feel as far as what is going to make a difference. Because you don't hire talented, great people to just let us decide. You don't. It's not how it works. You know your job better than we do, right? I know you do, because I've only been here 2 weeks. You all know that. I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Ross.
Oh, Ross. Ross Production.
How long have you been here, Ross?
Ross.
14 years.
14 years. Everybody give him a hand.
I'm taking it hard to ask a hard question. In the future, in our company, do you see room for research and development? Because I know we're innovating going forward, coming out with new products, but I think sometimes we're rushed to get it to the market. We haven't properly figured everything out yet, or as far as production end of it, we haven't had a chance to experiment with it to find any shortfalls. Sometimes it's a challenge for us to sort of catch up to where you guys are at when it's already being out and saying, this is what we're going to sell and this is where we're going, and we don't have a roadmap.
Okay, so one of the things that I identified, very quickly here is that exactly, not just even from your perspective, but from product development to sampling to testing out in the marketplace or not in the marketplace, to then what does marketing do? Okay, when's photography? When's the cataloging? When does the salespeople get their catalog samples? Did you get it on time? Do you have what you need to sell to the customer? And then when does the product actually get delivered? Okay, so there's a timeline that says, here's where we start in product development, and here's where we end. Where we end is actually at the customer. But all those pieces have to be given the proper timeline, whether it's a lead time, so if you're creating in India, if you're creating in Italy, wherever you're creating and producing from, that's all built in so that everything will be answered in 95% of the cases. Does that help? Because we really need to ensure that the salespeople, you guys, get what they need, right? If they don't have what they need, they're never going to be able to deliver. And you're not going to be able to deliver the customer once it's sold. You want to add that?
Well, I think you do a good job. However, I just want to add to that, Ross, that you're absolutely right. That has happened in the past, specifically with some of the elite products having a 12, going from a 3-inch molding to a 12-inch molding. I think you guys did an excellent job, behind the gun, trying to create a new saw that can cut this mammoth molding.
Designer over there.
Yeah, and I just think you guys did a superb job, but we have realized that and recognized that, and we are committed to ensuring that not only from your level, but all levels, so inventory is well planned, so that production in corner samples can go out, so that our sales reps can get their products on a timely basis, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts, or questions, or anything of that nature. Are we going to be perfect all the time? No. But are we going to work to that 95 percentile that Christine, that we commit to? Absolutely.
We have a question.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
The cyber
From
question.
Amy. Thank you, Amy.
Amy?
Amy Lorenz.
Lorenz.
Roma Moulding Sales Consulting, Colorado, Utah, Wyoming. Thanks to the team for acknowledging the healthcare benefits planning. Thanks for the extra vacation days too. Am I doing Amy good? I was curious if we could have a health club membership benefit. I cannot be I'm with you, baby. We'll look into it.
Yeah. Well, the answer is these are all great. Thank you, Amy, first of all, for the question. Things like this definitely will come up in the survey as well. What to further that point, are there clubs internally, whether it be a social committee? I know others have mentioned the running club here. I know in LA they have they do their sporting club, whatever that may look like. So as we develop our HR plan for the entire year, I know our social committee is up and running, that we will address things of that nature.
Well, this club would just be for the office people or the whole?
No, I think I think what she's asking is if there's an affiliate with
You could actually
Bally's
do a
or
contribution that says we would pay, this company would support X dollars and now monthly. You would probably.
Because I was thinking of
we're
joining the club.
Well, Michael's starting a Pilates class that he'll be leading. Whoever's interested. Spandex only.
Okay, another question.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, well, this is just this point. Okay, so from Dino, thank you. Okay, this is product questions. Okay, who will be designing the framed art collection? What is the current lead time on tables? And as discussed yesterday, we had a discussion with Victoria, traditional moldings, photo frames, and framed art for our territories.
Wonderful question, Dino. Thank you. Dino's actually our principal at Moradora in California. He's represented the line for over 10 years and a really great ambassador to our company. And there were a few questions. So the first one that I can recall is who is creating the new art line?
Yes.
So the new art line will be created by myself, as well as Christine will have some design input as well. And also Brad, who is one of our designers in marketing, will also be contributing to the design going forward. We haven't appointed, per se, one person as a creative director for that position as of yet, but we are looking at that in the future.
Traditional.
Yeah, traditional. Dino, we know you are traditional and you love traditional molding. And you will see this collection that has been created, which has been created 6 months ago, but will launch now in a month at High Point. Will be much more of a transitional, traditional feel versus a transitional, contemporary feel. You'll see a lot more ornate molding. It'll be a lot more of classic Roma as well. It'll be pastures versus various different forms of art. So you could see that going forward. And we have listened to you, and we've realized that the line did lean to a little more contemporary. So we're trying to bring that back with this collection, and it will be. We will continue that trend going forward. So I hope you're happy with that. Anything else?
Table.
I'll give that to Joey.
I know the tables have been a little bit of a challenge from this beginning of this year due to quality that we did not pass on to our customers. We've rectified that problem. Tabletops were an issue. We did not want to pass these. We're all about, like Tony said at the beginning, we're all about quality from the product right down to the service, and we could not pass these tabletops to our customers. So we've got that taken care of. Table lead time with product in stock is 1 to 2 weeks, manufactured in-house plus delivery time.
So to further Joey's point, table production is something new at our company. It's about 1.5 years old now, and we've had our challenges with our suppliers for sure. John actually went to go look at a new supplier who he's alluded to in Italy that's highly capable. They're in the north of Italy versus the south of Italy. a lot more in tune with a production type of work versus a one-off. So I mean, early estimates show that the quality is very favorable and very high quality with a very reasonable price as well, so that we don't pass that on to our customer. You will see new tables and that lead time improve over time. Any other questions here?
Just regarding the tables, if the tabletops have to be brought in from Italy, what would the lead time be then if it's not here in stock?
Brought in from Italy?
If it's not here in house.
Overseas, it's usually 4 to 6 weeks on the container.
Okay.
But we will have plenty of stock to allow for that lead time. Mary.
Hi. It's Mary speaking.
They didn't hear you.
Yeah, they heard me. It's
So
Mary.
who are you? Mary?
Mary Malfara.
And how long you been at the company?
Almost 25 years.
Wow.
So it's been a while. First of all, I want to thank...
Mary started at 5 years old.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sticking to that story. Okay, I want to first of all thank John and Nino, of course, for everything they've done for the company and brought the company forward. And I'm really excited about the new team. And I know that everybody wants the best for everybody, and we're all here to obviously be successful. So it has to be a team effort from everybody. And of course, we want great people, and we want to keep any great people forward. So I think one thing that we need to look at, which I think all I'm asking for is a commitment of the possibility of looking at some future pension plan for people. Because of course that retains employees. Everybody needs to take care of their family, and I know here in Canada, we have a government pension, but obviously there's challenges, and we don't know where it's going to be in the future. So that's always been on the table with Roma, and of course the last few years have been a little bit more difficult. But hopefully if we all pull together and make the team as successful as possible, then maybe we can put some kind of pension plan together for all of us and all be successful. So.
Great question.
Here's a question here. I think in regards to the pension plan and any other benefits, I think as we indicated, we need to look at what we have, what we can offer, and address all those specific issues to try to get us to a point where it's the best company there is to work for. Monetarily, to set up a pension plan, there is quite involved, but in addition to just looking at pension plans, there's other benefit areas that we need to address and look at. And as Tony had mentioned, we are committed to look at it and try to provide the most that we can provide currently and in the future.
It went from Jeff in Florida, Tony. Didn't say Tony, I made that up.
Oh.
Team, what do you think went well in 2010? What are your most important goals to accomplish this year? And what is the biggest challenge the company is facing this year and in the next 2 years?
Okay, good question. Great, thank you, Jeff. Jeff is our sales rep in Florida, and great question. So there's a few different levels to that question. The first one was, what was successful in 2010?
To talk about what was successful and what we think our biggest challenges would be.
Okay. So I probably would. You could. So I think our biggest success last year in 2010 was as a team collectively to continue to service our clients, and we did introduce over 100 new moldings last year. Another product that we began the birth of was Simply Roma, and really from 2010 we really gathered a lot of your information from all of you that we're really proud of, and culminated that and created a Simply Roma program, which we never had before. It's on the verge of being released to the entire customer base, and we're really proud of that. So what we did there, I just want to share with you, is we worked with our suppliers, our current suppliers that we currently have in Italy, and we worked with them based on, with their engineers to ensure that their quality doesn't go down, but their input goes up and their prices go down. So we've made a commitment there to really house and stock a lot of the molding, so our buying patterns have changed, and therefore allowing us to utilize the cost benefit so that we can now go forward in a market we've never had before, being that mid to lower market commodity-based product. I would say another, benefit of last year is that we did have a few barbecue events from last year, as well as our Christmas parties and our events. So those were all a success last year. As well as we, attracted some new people to our company that I'm very proud to see and have around us and on the and around the world as well. Some of our challenges some of the challenges that we've seen, which are greater than some of the benefits, were the challenge of rising costs. I mean, costs are rising. I don't know in specific in the New York area or in California, but just in the last 4 weeks, the price of gas has jumped 30%. That's a challenge. So anytime the gas moves, our container prices change. Therefore, our molding prices have to change, or we absorb that. So that this company has to absorb that cost. Some of the other challenges were the economy. I mean, it's been a challenge. Not to say it was a defeat, but it's been a challenge. But what we did is we stuck together. We continued to forge ahead. We didn't hit the mark we wanted to hit, but we continued relentlessly to invest in our products, bring in new products, and show people that Roma is still very strong, and that we come up with beautiful new products and molding. So that's been very good. I would say another challenge has been benefits. For sure. Benefits are going up every year. So every year, regardless of what year it is, we've had an increase from our benefit provider. It's just the fact of life. Costs go up, and we as a company don't have any power over that going up. However, we want to look at creative ways and really work with our providers to ensure that the cost or the burden really doesn't get set on your lap. So it's been a challenge for us. I'm not going to say we hit the mark on everyone. For sure, we haven't. But that's been a challenge last year, for sure. And also a challenge, we lost some good people last year. And through that challenge, I think what it's made me realize is, it's really humbled me to say, what have we done right and where have we failed? And if you continue to do what you did last year and hope for a different result this year, well, you know the result of that, the same old stuff. So, what do? We're changing that. We have a new management team in place. So the leaders of this organization have appointed new management. We have a new company body and communication forum that we hope that will bridge all those, some of the gaps that we had within our company. We are going to, continuously, relentlessly create new molding, attract great people, and reinstate our commitment to our customers through listening to our customers in customer care, through listening to all of you, and to listening to everybody that our product affects. So not only our customers, but our customers' customers, which is very important. Anything else?
Questions? There's 2 questions on the screen. There's questions.
Lots of questions.
Yep, we got lots of questions here. Okay, one of the questions here, forgive me, because they were anonymous, I don't know who stated them, but I'm going to announce them. Do we have years of service awards? Currently, we do not. In the past, this company has. We used to do award ceremonies. We used to, whether it was a pen, a plaque, a trip, a watch, whatever it looked like, we did that. And we recognize that taking that out has impacted the morale. Well, we spoke to morale, has impacted that morale in our company. I'm not going to commit that we are going to be doing that, but it is something that we are definitely looking at and building that company culture, because you do need to all be recognized, not only on your milestones, which we think is excellent, but on a day-to-day basis as well.
I was answering someone who emailed us. Sorry.
Did you read the question?
Everyone's very chatty all of a sudden.
I
got a text, I get this, I get that, I get this.
There were 2 questions sent to us earlier during the week, and I'll just read the questions here. How about I That's what happens when you hit the age of 30 or so. Okay, so one of the questions was, I would like the sales reps to visit the prospective warehouse in each of the territories at least once or twice a year to see who's who and to understand what goes on during the day in each facility. We are all the same company, but each warehouse has its own distribution style, and in fact, may help answer any questions that may arise from the customers as well. The answer we have to that is we totally agree with the thought of having people visiting our facilities. We agree on the point of building team spirit along with aligning our people with the vision and culture of Roma. Second question that we had submitted to us was regarding equality in the number of holidays in Canada versus the United States.
Christine, maybe you can take that one.
Oh, Canada.
By the way, she's the only American here in the
As a
room.
citizen of the United States of America, I pledge allegiance. Hey, honey.
Oh, dude, sorry. I love you, John.
Everyone knows Joanne from customer service is from Florida and New Hampshire, right? Yeah, yeah.
Weren't you from Jersey?
You know, we talked about this. It's fair and equitable is the right answer of it, and what we will look at. And I'm learning. Here's what I'm going to share with you: a lot about Canadian laws. Thank you, Julie, as far as what is different, and certainly an expert in the United States law. But we will certainly take a look at it.
And the running joke was, Christine loved Canada so much she came to move here. So that was fun.
It's a joke.
Okay. It is 12:20 right now, and I guess this is the opportunity we went a little over, so forgive us for that. But I do just want to say a few words before we declare this meeting complete. And the few words that I want to say on behalf of the leadership team here, John and Nino as well, is that we're truly privileged and honored to stand in front of you, all of you, for our first ever all-hands meeting. It's very monumental. A lot of emotions have been going through this whole week. It's something definitely emotional for me, being given the leadership role at this company. I take it very seriously, and as do my teammates here. I just want to really get present to that we all are going to be continuously working together, aligned shoulder to shoulder in this quest to have the best fulfilled, best company culture, best product development, best customer care. How that looks, we will define that in meetings to come, in our vision meeting and our culture strategy meeting. At this time, I want to acknowledge all of you and thank you for your time in listening to us and giving us the opportunity to be up here and speak to you. And also want to acknowledge you for being real and true to us and in asking the questions that you felt are necessary. We hope to continue to hear your feedback on an ongoing basis. You're going to hear a lot of us. Like Christine said, we're going to over-communicate. But over-communication is better than no communication. And so that I can give you my commitment on, and so can our team. And finally, we just want to thank you all for your continued hard work, your loyalty, your dedication, your perseverance in making this company the best company for service.
I can I just say one thing? I'm sorry for that. A lot of people have emailed just as we're going here some questions, so we didn't get to answer everyone's questions, certainly in the remote locations. But we will compile all the questions and certainly take a look at them and address them offline. Okay.
So with that said, I want to declare our first ever all-hands meeting complete. Thank you.
Guys, grab a chair.
Grab a chair. Grab a chair.